Everybody stand back.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal.
I'm the flyest nigga in the world. I'm the flyest nigga in the world. I'm the flyest nigga in the world.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video Genshin Impact. My name is Ventus SGN. Alright, in this Genshin Impact video guide, I'm going to show you how to build Razor with the best artifacts and weapons for the best overall damage. Now, before I get into it, if you like Genshin Impact, subscribe to this channel with all notifications on, and after you do that, head on down to the comments and share with me what you think are the best teams to run with your Razor. And after the video, check out the description of this video for links to more guides for all the best and commonly used characters. So let's start with weapons. If you are a free-to-play player or someone who doesn't have a whole lot of money to throw at Genshin Impact, the choice here is simple. You're going to want to use the Prototype Archaic. This is a free weapon that anyone can craft at the blacksmith as long as you have the right materials. The game will give you a few Northlander Claymore billets at the start so you can craft this sword or any of the others. I highly suggest doing this and refining it. I kind of bungled early in my main game and I made a variety of different swords and I wish I hadn't. The Prototype Archaic is literally the best all-around overall sword that you can use with not just Razor, but most of the Claymore users in the game. It's versatile because its stats of attack percentage and base attack, which every character can really use to their advantage. Another free-to-play sword that Razor can use, which I feel like the devs made this sword specifically for Razor, is the Snow-Tomb Starsilver. Razor is at his best when dealing physical damage, that's the white numbers. He has an elemental skill, but it's really only used by most Razor pros to build Razor's elemental burst, which further enhances his physical attack damage for the time being. The Snow-Tomb Starsilver has a bonus physical attack damage as its secondary stat, so this is what Razor wants so he can hit harder with his basic attacks. It has an ability called Frost Burial, in which at Refinement Rank 1, normal and charged attacks have a 60% chance to drop Everfrost Icicles on enemies dealing AoE damage equal to 80% of Razor's attack. Opponents that are cryo affected already are instead dealt damage equal to 200% of Razor's attack. This can happen every 10 seconds. Now you can get this weapon two types of ways: by completing a quest in the Dragon Spine area that has to do with reading all of the tombstones, or by crafting it at the blacksmith once you complete a quest in Dragon Spine that gives you the crafting recipe. The third weapon to use on Razor, and which is probably the best one for him despite the Snow-Tomb Starsilver stat of physical damage, is the Wolf's Gravestone. This is a 5-star weapon which, for all intents and purposes, is the Prototype Archaic, but just stronger because it has similar stats for attack and base attack. You get it by wishing on banners that have it featured, so if you have money to just throw away and you want a weapon that makes Razor a god, look for this weapon in the banner descriptions when you're trying to wish for certain characters. You might luck up and get this sword. In every test that I did for this video with different artifact sets to see which bonuses for sets work the best for Razor, this sword made every set seem either overpowered or just really good to use. If you happen to get the Skyward Pride instead of the Wolf's Gravestone though, this is a good sword to use as well because of its stat of energy recharge, which helps Razor out a lot when getting his elemental burst. And because it's a 5-star sword, it really can be stronger than the Prototype Archaic when properly leveled up. Moving on to artifacts, there are only two different setups that I recommend, and those can be modified and tweaked a bit with the right cups and circlets. Easiest of the two setups to run is the 2-piece Gladiator and 2-piece Bloodstained with a cup for physical damage. And if your luck is high enough, a circlet from either of these sets that has a main stat of crit rate or crit damage. Probably more so crit damage, because if you have a high crit rate but low crit damage, it's kind of pointless. But like I always say, a crit is still a crit, and that's always more damage. The Bloodstained set is one that enhances physical damage, and as you start to ascend Razor, he gets bonuses to his physical damage. The Bloodstained 2-piece set raises a character's physical damage by plus 25%, and the 4-piece set increases charged attack damage by 50% and reduces its stamina cost to 0 after defeating an opponent. I will probably never use the 4-piece set on Razor, though this could be useful on a character like Noelle. When looking for Bloodstained artifacts, you want your Hourglass to have either attack or energy recharge as the main stat, a cup with physical damage as its main stat, a circlet like I said earlier with crit damage or crit rate if a lot of artifacts you already have feature crit damage as a substat, making Razor's crit damage already pretty high. Feathers all come with attack as the main stat, so look for secondary stats of attack, crit damage, or energy recharge. Flowers all come with HP as the main stat, so again here you want double attack stats, crit rate, or crit damage. If you do find a cup that has Electro damage bonus, keep it around because that helps Razor as well. The Bloodstained set drops in the domain Clear Pool and Mountain Cavern. As for the 2-piece Gladiator portion of this build, Gladiator 2-piece set bonus grants a 18% attack bonus with its 2-piece set. You can get Gladiator pieces from every world boss, and getting the right piece will be time consuming, which is why I previously stated that 2-piece Gladiator and 2-piece Bloodstained is the easier of the two best artifact sets to run on Razor, because you can literally grind the perfect Bloodstained artifacts for Razor in like 2 days or less at the most. Finding the perfect Gladiator pieces will take some time, so to everyone who is tempted to leave me a comment roasting me for the 2-piece Bloodstained build, relax. I know what the best build to run for Razor is, and I'm about to get to it. I just wanted to let those people who didn't know and might be new to the game know what they can do before they make some of the same mistakes that I've made in the past with Razor. So yes, the best set to run for Razor is a full 4-piece Gladiator set with a physical damage cup. Electro damage cup works okay too. The Gladiator 4-piece set grants Razor a further plus 35% attack bonus to his normal attacks because he uses a sword. This is better for Razor rather than the 2-piece Glad 2-piece Bloodstained, because the Blood only offers a 25% physical damage bonus, which is less than the 35% attack bonus from the Gladiator, which will be translated into physical attack damage anyway, and will also increase the electro damage dealt by Razor's elemental burst. Cups are important here because this will define your Razor. If you decide to go with a physical damage cup, you get more damage more often, although when using Razor, it's optimal to use the tap version of his elemental skill as often as possible because of how the elemental skill works. Claw and Thunder deals electro damage with each tap or hold. The tap version gives Razor an electro sigil, which increases his energy recharge rate. He can accumulate 3 of these sigils, and once he has all 3 floating around his body, using the hold version of Claw and Thunder, all 3 of these sigils will be turned into energy so that Razor can quickly activate his elemental burst, Lightning Fang. While Lightning Fang is active, Razor can still use Claw and Thunder to acquire more electro sigils. Teams that work really well with Razor to take out world bosses is, of course, Razor, Bennett, Kaya, and Xingqiu. Change out Xingqiu for Barbara for use with the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers just to keep the Hydro damage bonus, or you can switch out Barbara for Sucrose for the benefit of the Anemo set bonus plus the Thrilling Tales of Dragon Slayers. Choosing cups can be a bit of a decision. I personally really can't tell you which cup is the best physical damage cup or electro damage, so instead I'll show you multiple examples of Razor using different cups with the Wolf's Gravestone. Artifacts I'll be using for most of these clips is full Gladiator, although there will be like 1 or 2 at the end where I show you 2-piece Bloodstained and 2-piece Gladiator with the physical damage cup. After doing all of this testing on the Power Regis Vine, it almost feels like it doesn't really matter which one you use, physical or electro, because either setup has the ability to one phase the Power Regis Vine. Down in the comments, let me know which setup you like more.
Ring cutter. Everybody stand back.
So which set is the best? Let me know down in the comments. If this video was helpful to you in any way, shape, or form, let me know it by hitting the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.